Curtin the Cowboy back with you. We're about 2 weeks away from inauguration, and a lot of folks on the left are just not going to let this one go, Patrick.
Not only are you not going to let it go, they're going to have to go into some kind of treatment because the rehab for Hillary supporters is open, and all these guys just can't seem to come to the fact that the rest of America doesn't agree with them.
Well, most recently, Meryl Streep at the Golden Globe Award, she got a Lifetime Achievement Award or something, and she decided to use that as a bully pulpit to speak out against Trump. I'm not sure if she ever mentioned his name, but you know who we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's the name that shall not be named. Mm-hmm. And, she just attacked the heck out of him. And as you said a second ago, look, you respect her as an actress, but that doesn't mean that we have to respect your political opinions. And for me, it's also, who do you think's buying all these tickets out there? The rubes and the bumpkins you're making fun of are the ones buying the tickets. And then she made the cardinal sin when she said, gosh, if we didn't have all these, foreigners here in Hollywood to help us make movies, we'd be left with nothing but football and mixed martial arts. Sounds good to me.
Well, except that it's not factually correct. Mixed martial arts has a lot of foreign-born people. The NFL does too, but that's not really the point. The point is she's generalizing what Trump wants to do, which is get people who are illegally, mostly from south of the border, not Europe or any other part of the world.
And she's one. At least she has a quality as in her craft. I mean, when you give her that. A lot of these Hollywood people you hear, or the Rosie O'Donnells of the world, I bet you if you stuck a pencil in one ear and shoved it through, you wouldn't meet any resistance of brain matter.
Absolutely true. And the funny thing is, look, if you don't like Donald Trump, that's one thing, but let's give him a chance. He hasn't even been inaugurated yet. The man doesn't have any political background, really, so we don't know what he's going to do.
He might just surprise them.
And
they might be eating their words here. And here, California, they hire Eric Holder to help them fight the Trump administration. They're going to be the resistance and all this other stuff. Let them get started. And quite frankly, all these sanctuary cities and everything else, while California might want to keep them, the rest of the country doesn't want to pay for them anymore.
Yeah. They never have gotten the message. Donald Trump didn't win just because they don't like him or because he doesn't like them. He won because more people think the way he does than think the way they do.
Exactly. And they say, well, we won the popular vote. Yeah, you won California and New York. The rest of the country, you lost by 2 million votes. So, to me, the fact that Californians and wealthy New Yorkers and wealthy Californians don't like him, too bad. The rest of the country does.
Well, it's going to be a different kind of administration. We learned today that Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, is going to be apparently given a high advisory position, maybe a newly created position, and there is this whole idea of nepotism. Can Trump get away with it?
Listen, all you got to do is say, see Bobby Kennedy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Bobby Kennedy was made attorney general, and there was a hue and cry, oh, you shouldn't let him do that. That's nepotism. Look, he's not going to be attorney general. His father-in-law trusts him. So what's the big deal? I mean, all these rules and everything else, that's Washington. Washington still hasn't figured out how to handle this.
Right. Well, we've got Mitch McConnell married to one of the cabinet members, too.
Exactly. So,
There you go.
Incest.
Speaking about that, what about the vetting process? You see a lot of hue and cry from Charles Schumer and the gang on the left?
Much ado about nothing, to use one of the Shakespeare plays, because they don't have the power. They got nothing. Again, they are having to understand you're not in power anymore. It's hard to give up power, so I'm giving them a little bit of a break. But after Trump gets inaugurated, you're done. You don't have that kind of power, and you're the ones who did the nuclear option to make it easier for them to pass these guys through. And then I hear Cory Booker on TV this morning. Cory Booker, a man of little to zero accomplishment, questioning Rex Tillerson.
You've never been to Newark.
Well, yes, I haven't. You're right. I haven't been to Newark. I haven't seen the disaster firsthand. But he's about Rex Tillerson. Well, we need to know about these people. These are people of accomplishment. These are people who have actually done something in their life and not tinkered around the edges in the political system. So to me, they're all Sturm und Drang, and to hell with them.
Yeah, we never need to know about them if they're in that party.
Yeah.
Because we know about them.
Yeah.
But, God forbid we got a successful
If it was a
businessman.
Democrat ad, they'd be saying, well, he gives a lot of money to the charity. Well, I'm sure Tillerson does, too.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. They're giving him a lot of money. I think he's getting $28 million just to
You know what they're really afraid of?
What?
He didn't go to Harvard.
Ooh.
He went to University of Texas at Austin, and his parents' name are Bobby Joe and Peggy Sue. That's his mom and dad from Texas. For me, all right.
All he does is make money.
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting thing, though, because it all dovetails together with this whole thing about Russian espionage. And we'll go back to Tillerson on that in just a second, because Tillerson has quite a good reputation with dealing with the Russians. But one thing is, you talk about burying the lead. Russians may have leaked information about the Democrats helping Trump get elected. Well, let's not forget that the information they leaked was bad stuff that Democrats did. Forget about that.
And they're not denying the bad stuff. They're saying, well, the Russians hacked us and all this other stuff. Okay, what about the substance? Well, don't look over there.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's like blaming, your third speeding chicken on the guy who invented the radar gun.
Yeah, I read somewhere, I don't know if it's true or not, said that John Podesta's password was password.
Tough to hack, huh?
Yeah, even Alan Ludden could get past that one. Yeah.
It could have been password one.
The password of the day is stupid.
All right. Do we have a Russian problem, as the outgoing CIA director says?
We've always had a Russian problem. We're going to continue to have a Russian problem.
I think we have an Obama dealing with Russia problem.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to have a Trump deal with Russia problem.
No, because you got to look at Russian history. They like strong people. They want to deal with the tough guy. Look, Roosevelt, even though he had polio and was confined to a wheelchair for many days, he was tough. And so they like dealing with tough people. Stalin said, at least I know where Roosevelt stands. And they're going to say, at least I know where Trump stands. And from there you deal. And as far as Tillerson goes, Russia's greatest weakness is that they're dependent on oil and gas. Who knows the oil and gas business? He knows more about their oil and gas business than anybody in the United States. I'd like a guy like that. If we ever have to, slap sanctions on him, he'll know exactly where to do it.
Well, they've got a lot of natural gas. That's one of the things that Europe was afraid of. So, got to learn to manage it. And we need to drill more and get more of our own resources, so we're not dependent on anybody.
Imagine if we told the Europeans, we're going to build some liquefied natural gas terminals in our country, and you build them in your country, and you can get the gas from us at a cheaper price, and you can get it from him. And by the way, he's unreliable. Wouldn't you rather buy it from us? There's all kinds of things that are going to come down that the left should really just calm down a little, because all they're doing is creating words that are going to taste mighty good when they eat them later on.
Well, we're not going to hear the end of it, because the left owns the media, literally and figuratively, and they're not going to shut up, so to speak, until, and even if Trump turns the economy around, everything's gangbusters, they're never going to be happy.
They won't be happy, but when I look at the way the media portrays things, the mainstream media is talking all the negative Trump stuff, and then a little sidebar, what do you see? This Alibaba guy comes to town, tells Trump we're going to create 1 million jobs.
Jack Ma.
Yeah, Jack Ma is going to create 1 million jobs in America. The American people say, I don't really care about what Meryl Streep thinks. I don't really care what Chucky Schumer thinks. I do care that this guy says he's going to create 1 million jobs in the United States. Bingo.
If you're not working, you can't attend the next Meryl Streep film.
That's right.
Crane the Cowboy, we'll talk to you again soon. He's going to be down at the inauguration. We'll hear back from him if we don't talk to you before the inauguration. Thanks for joining us here on TheLibertyPlaybook.com.